Ahoy, fellas. Joey is going to win at your service. Yesterday, I mentioned... Oh, did I put that pencil? Yesterday, I mentioned that today is going to be lower back and core, and that's not going to change. So I have my weights set up for bent over rows, or I guess it wouldn't be, no, bent over rows are the lawnmowers. That would be deadlifts. So we'll do deadlifts, and whilst it is possible to use the bands for it, for something like this, keeping in mind what I said yesterday, where there's not as much benefit because we're not really doing it for the joints. So we're going to be using just regular weights and probably do some Russian twists. Those are the 45-degree twists. I'm going to go heavy for the deadlifts, so that'll be 50 pounds total. And then for the twists, I want to go a little bit lighter, probably around 20 pounds, just so that I can get a lot more of them done. Close that so I don't accidentally hit it. That's what I'm thinking. And I'll probably do maybe 10 or 12 deadlifts. And I want to shoot for maybe 30 twists. Of course, with the weight, that might change, but, you know, that's fine. We're eyeballing it. Oops. There we go. Thought something felt off. Oh, let's get her going. I'm going to back up a little bit so I stop hitting that. And I think I'll go right into the twists. No break in between. A little bit of a break. Oh, that was good. That was really good. I liked the twists, didn't really care for the weights. So actually, even though I just said I wasn't going to do this, I think I will use the bands, or at least experiment a little bit to see if I can't get a little more weight behind it. Because ultimately, with the weights, I am capped out at 50, right? I have a lot more weight in bands than I do in actual weight. Ooh. All right. What if I cut it short like this? Maybe. Well, let's double the weight, because this red one is just 50. Yellow is 10, black is 40. So let's go up to 100 and see how that works. All right. It's weird. It's really weird, and I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know if I like the German flag more or not. In terms of the weight I have going. I'm gonna put this here, just in case I get an advertisement. Yeah, I would like a bit more weight, but I just don't know. Oh, I'm having an idea. May the Lord have mercy on us all. Oh, whoops. Well, that's certainly more resistance. But is that a smart idea? That is the question. Well, I guess there's only one way to find out, you know? See, this is why I always put in my description, I'm not medically certified. You should consult with your doctor. You should consult with a specialist. You should actually speak with someone who knows what he or she is talking about. Because at heart, I am a physicist who believes in self-experimentation. Because it's the best way to get results. see if I can't balance this out a little bit, because the grip is a little bit awkward, as I'm sure you can imagine when it's pulling towards either forward or backwards. Let's go like this. That was certainly tougher. I do feel a bit more strain. I'm not entirely sure if it's because it was a better workout, or if it was because I was bent over playing with that stuff for an extended period of time. That's just going to tire your back out. But, whatever the case may be, I'm just going to write that down as another one of the normal sets. I'm not going to actually count that as anything. So, yeah, that was just a bit of an experiment. That was not the best form there. Picked up towards the end, but for the beginning that was not that great. Ooh. Yeah, that's scratched into the band, because oh yeah, that's not, I don't like that. You never want to do anything that might compromise the integrity of these bands, just because if you're in the middle of a workout and they snap, that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of energy being released. And that energy has to go somewhere. And it's probably going to go in the direction that it's being pulled, which is towards your hand. And quite possibly your body, a wall, anything. It is not safe, and I would recommend against that. So try to keep your bands in pristine condition. Check them regularly. You got that recorded. And yeah, then it'll just be one more set. Squatting down to move those around just because I'm a little tired. I'm gonna turn out this light too. I had it on when I was doing dishes, but just because even with the natural light coming in, it can be tricky to see things over there because it's all a shadow. But yeah, let's get this next one going. And I'm actually going to take a minute before I do the twists, just because there's a lot more time in between the deadlifts and the twists. So I want to make sure I can get through it, give myself a proper rest. At some point, I will get abs. At some point. It will not happen soon, because that's actually really difficult to do. Because you gotta get the body fat low and the muscles robust. And that's a difficult thing to manage without very particular diets. That's why in movies, when you see people like, I don't know names, someone named Chris probably, with really toned muscles, they're actually dehydrated, like 2 days dehydrated, no water. They're just being deprived of all of the water that exists in fat, which is, majority of the fat. So it's not good. You'd be surprised at how much physique is not achievable through healthy practices. A lot of physiques are just simply not possible. What they're actually defined by mostly is your genetic capability. Some people just can't. They just don't have the genetics for building that kind of body. You can overcome it a bit, but a big part that genetics plays is actually in your upbringing and the habits that you have. So I was never a big eater growing up, so it's difficult for me to get the calories needed to really bulk, right? And, there's also the genetics. I take after my mom, and her brothers are twins. My uncles are 6'4" and 6'6", and they are boned. They are skinny. So there's that working against me, but also the fact that I was never that big growing up, so I just never ate as much. So it's difficult for me to eat more now. It's a couple of things. A lot of physiques that you see are not achievable through healthy means. I think probably Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, I think he's on performance enhancing drugs. Because he's going on 50 pretty soon, ain't? And he's bigger than he was when he was 20 or 30. That's not possible, but I'm not a medical professional. I don't know jack shit about fuck. So, with that being said, thank you for joining me. I hope you had a good time. I hope to see you here again, and I hope you have a good weekend. That was fine.